What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
All right, we have a couple of articles that we pulled some information from. It's from Marketing Land and SIP, a few others as well. You know, the one thing that's become a really big deal in marketing recently is call tracking. Okay, guys? If you don't know what that's about, I'll give you a brief snapshot of how I perceive this. There is always a gap in lead tracking, is that whenever you're doing online marketing of any sort, it always got down to how many visits you had to the website and then how many times a form was submitted online, okay? And that was the only focus of conversion or value that marketing was doing. We were losing so much of that window of opportunity because people call before they submit a form. Yeah. And there's also the chat environment that had no tracking whatsoever. But it allows you, the call tracking environment, and the software has just gone leaps and bounds in technology upgrades. It allows you to use a unique series of phone numbers to track exactly where inbound calls are coming from. So, what does that really look like? It's an analytic software. It measures and manages the inbound phone channel. Now, I'm going to give you an experiment. If you actually go to, pardon me, if you search for Indiana SEO, all right, on Google, you'll find us at the top of the list. Yep. A little bit of plug there. You go to the site, right? And whenever you go to sitestrategics.com, the phone number in the upper right-hand corner actually changes. You'll see it very quickly change. It'll go from 882-8500 to a different number. Now, I don't even know what that number is because it's a random number that is a pool that we use to track. So whenever you typed in that Indiana SEO, you got tagged as soon as you come to our website as an organic visitor, not a paid visitor, an organic visitor coming into the website, okay? Now, if you call that number, we're going to get that call, and it's going to whisper to us where the source was that you came from. It's going to tell, hey, this is a Google organic search, and then we can actually record that and be able to see the value of that call, which anybody who calls us listening to the show, we know you are of exceptional value. Realize that. But that's the essence of it. If somebody came in from a paid ad environment, we'd tag it with a paid reference. If somebody came in from any type of social media, we'd be able to tag it with those type of references. Any type of referral that we can measure, we can turn around and tag with a different phone number. Okay, so that's the entire thing. And behind the scenes is an entire amount of metrics, so we can compare one type of phone number to another type of phone number and seeing what those marketing channels are actually providing us, and then in the average time per call, the average the amount of calls, the average source call. I mean, all these different factors are available for us. Mm-hmm. You guys want to talk about that for a second?
Sure. Let's do it.
Is that why we're here?
Yeah.
So we talked about at a basic level what it does, right? Depending on your sophistication of your marketing team, and this was very, very important. With the software currently in place, adding call analytics to your marketing technology, it enables you to translate a wealth of offline voice data into data that can be merged into your existing customer databases. The cool thing is, not only can you see the effect of your different marketing channels, but you can also hear the calls. You can record those calls. Yeah. So now you're hearing your customer service, and you can see how your own internal operations are processing the calls you're paying for inside of marketing. I think it's an invaluable tool, right?
It is an invaluable tool, and yeah, I like how please. He's looking at us like with the eyes, like please add something.
I can talk some more. I really can. I am not bereft of words, but I mean, come on, jump in.
No, what people don't realize is smartphones have really transformed that, and so there's a company called CallRail. They're one of the players in the market that
absolutely
that you can do it, and they did a study, and inbound call traffic has increased 24% year over year for companies. Now, I don't know about you guys, but we're the same way. In fact, you were the ones that told me about a receptionist service.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so we signed up for it as well. Cool. And the thing is, I can tell you, a few years ago, people didn't call. They would fill out your form and everything else. But now, because people have a mobile device and they want instant, they want to get someone right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so they have a question, they want to click a button and call. And so we've seen a dramatic increase in the number of phone calls that we're getting year over year.
So the technology, the platform in which to be able to communicate with companies has improved. But on top of that, with smartphones and how they can access your public information via local search, and you better believe that phone number is right next to that local listing, everybody's much more attuned to using it that way. Absolutely.
Now listen to this. In the first quarter of 2015 alone, there was a 16% year-over-year increase in inbound calls to businesses. I mean, that's incredible.
It really is.
That 16% is... And it's because everybody has a smartphone now, and everybody's researching online, and that's how they're getting a hold of you. They don't want to read about your company on this small screen.
Nope.
They just want to pick up the phone and call someone.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what responsive design is really assisting in, is the ability to interact quickly at that small screen user level, because people want that type of interactivity very, very quickly.
Yep.
One of our clients, we have Busy Bee Movers, and we've got a great piece of real estate. Whenever you go to their website, and it's tagging that dynamic pool of numbers, and it's right there, very, very visible on every page of their website. So you can do. There's a number of different capabilities here, and we'll get into a little bit more of this in another segment here today. But you can get keyword level tracking as much as is available. You can see the keywords that people are typing in via search, call recording, call scoring, and routing. You can actually route with a logic flow as they call different departments. You can actually set up and have an entire flow of communication that's instantaneous for the user, but it can really get into your system to exactly where it needs to go, because you don't want to park somebody who's actually making that huge action to that wasn't Hugh Jackson, that was huge action to actually call you, right?
Wolverine!
You don't want to just go to a phone tree.
Right.
It's invaluable. You need to have a person right there receiving and knowing how to funnel that call directly to the person needing to close the deal.
Yep.
You don't. I mean, it's just wasted money if you put them into a voicemail. I'm sorry. Sorry to any telephony products that are out there. You can watch conversion analytics. You can watch fraud detection and prevention. All these different types of things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic, the tooling that's out there. Also, I mean, you do want to make sure that whenever you're looking at vendors, you want to make sure what happens to those numbers if you cancel the business, because you don't want them to go back into the mass population of numbers available if you can help it because of branding. But you do want to also focus on what those multiple numbers have to do with local search and SEO.
Yep.
Because it's a JavaScript, because it replaces the string of characters, the browsers are not seeing those dynamic numbers. I'm sorry, the bots aren't seeing those dynamic numbers. It's just the browser, just the human user with a browser or a smartphone device. All right, coming up, we're going to cover more.